Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be comparing two new mascaras from the clean beauty realm. We are going to be comparing the Big Clean from Kosas to the new Roen Cake Mascara. I was really excited to see that both brands were coming out with a mascara because I love both of these brands a ton. I pretty much religiously use these brands every single week, so obviously I was super excited to see what they could do with a formula. I also am in a great mood because I have a homemade painkiller over here that I'm sipping on. That fresh nutmeg though, it really makes it. I'm honestly just trying to hold on to like the very last snippets of summer. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy today's video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up before you go. And if you like me, if you have fun while you're here, I would love for you to subscribe. So make sure to do that as well before you go. And yeah, with all of that, let's just get into it. So the Kosas The Big Clean. I wanted to start with this one because I have seen so many people apply this like in tutorials and in reels on Instagram, and I was really blown away with the way their lashes looked. Now, my lashes aren't really long, they're not really short, they're somewhere in the middle, and they are more straight. They do curl easily though. I typically don't have an issue with a good lash curler keeping my lashes up. So, of course, all of this is just so you guys can get a better idea of what to expect. So the Big Clean retails for $26. And Kosas says that it is a clean mascara for instantly big, fluffy lashes that help support the natural lash growth and repair cycles. This has castor oil in it, which I am a big fan of castor oil, and I've actually seen an improvement, especially in my lashes when I was using castor oil consistently. I haven't been testing this out long enough to tell you guys if that's actually the case with this mascara, but I do believe in the potential that castor oil does have. It also has provitamin B5 and some peptides in here to help repair damage and strengthen the lashes. So when you open up the mascara, you will see the mascara wand is a bit of a banana shape. Now, it's not a super exaggerated banana shape. They actually call it a rainbow shape, but it definitely has a curve to it. So whenever I see a wand like that, I'm expecting a little bit more of a curl. One of my favorite mascaras is the Dior Show Iconic Over Curl, and this wand reminds me quite a bit of that. And also something to note is that this mascara is pretty hefty. It definitely feels weighted in the hands. The packaging, everything about it is very luxe and pretty. I think the color is nice too, just so you can like quickly pull it out of your bag. So yeah, overall with the mascara packaging, I really enjoy it. So what is the actual mascara formula like? First of all, it's definitely one of those mascaras that smells like mascara. There are some mascaras that don't really smell like mascara at all. This is definitely one of those mascaras with that like potent mascara smell. But funny enough, this formula is actually more on the dry side. Now, it's not super like bone dry, but it does lean more on the dry and thick side. Personally, I really like that because I think my lashes tend to look a little bit more fluffy when there isn't a ton of wet product sort of coated on my lashes. Now, everyone's lashes are different, so it's really going to depend on the type of lash that you have, but typically a dry mascara looks really nice on my lashes. For both of these mascaras, I did take off a little bit of the excess with a paper towel. That's something that I love to do, and if you haven't tried it, I would definitely recommend it. It helps from the lashes looking too clumpy too fast, especially with a new mascara. So that's what I did with both of these when going into the demos. When I applied the Kosas The Big Mascara, I immediately noticed that sort of curl that you get with this wand. You really want to sort of push that curve up into the lashes, and when you work with a wand like this, you will really get a lifted effect. I definitely noticed that lift in my lashes. They looked really pretty, but I think what I love the most about the way this makes my lashes look is just how fluffy and healthy they look. It definitely will frame the eyes in a really beautiful way, but I just find that there's a fluffiness, there's a naturalness to this mascara. It's not overbearingly high volume, which I appreciate. I don't like anything that is too clumpy on my lashes because I want the lashes to work with my eyes and frame my eyes. I don't want people looking at my lashes necessarily. I just want them to think my lashes look healthy. Not that I have a lot of product sitting on them, if that makes sense. This definitely gives you that. It gives you that fluffiness. It gives you a little bit of a lift. It collects the lashes in a really pretty way so that they don't look piecey, but when the lashes sort of come together at the ends, it looks really wispy and pretty. Overall, I really, really enjoy the way that this mascara makes my lashes look. Hold on, drink break. That is so good. I think if you're a fan of something like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, but you want something that gives you a little bit more curl and isn't as volumizing, like it's toned down a little bit, I feel like this mascara would be perfect for you. I love the fluffiness of this mascara. It never looks overbearing on the lashes, but it frames them in a really pretty way. I actually have the Kosas mascara on this eye today, and I just feel like it's such a nice complement. It's not distracting to my makeup look. And I'm pretty picky with mascara, I found, because I don't like anything too clumpy, but I don't like anything that's just like barely defined with no curl or no oomph. So this definitely checks a lot of the boxes that I have when I'm looking for a mascara. So I have been very pleased with the way that this one looks. Now, getting into the actual wear of the mascara, I did do a wear test on this one. This was after about 5 hours of wear, and I do notice a little bit of, not smudging, but I do notice a little bit of flaking under my eyes. It's not intense, but I definitely noticed it. There were like a couple of spots where I had a couple of flakes. Now, it's definitely a mascara where you can just push them away and it's fine. It's not gonna rub all over the face or look really smudgy, and that's definitely the case with a more dry mascara. But because of that, I don't think that this is going to be a great long wear mascara if you're looking for something to really stay completely budge proof. But overall, I was actually really pleased with the way that this one wore. And if I'm being honest, I don't actually have the most runny or sensitive eyes, so that is something to keep in mind. If you are someone that's really rubbing your eyes a lot, I can see this one crumbling on you, and it would probably not be one that I would recommend to someone that is touching their eyes a lot. As a whole though, I absolutely love the way that this one makes my lashes look, really curls them, it gives me the oomph that I want, and probably most importantly to me is that it makes my lashes look defined and fluffy, but still natural. Now getting into the Roen Cake Mascara. This retails for $28. I was a little bit nervous to try this one from Roen because a lot of the images that they were putting up on their Instagram were like of really mod lash looks, so like really clumpy looks. So I was a little bit afraid, like, is this going to make my lashes look super clumpy? Now, the actual pictures were gorgeous and I absolutely loved the looks that they came up with, but that's not the look I want for my lashes on an everyday basis. So getting into the actual ingredients in this mascara, Roen actually does add some nice ingredients to this to make it more nourishing. They add olive oil to hydrate the lashes, and they used sunflower, bayberry, and carnauba wax to help maintain the hold, as well as silica and nylon 12 to provide a clump-free volume. They said that this mascara has a buildable and volumizing formula. The brush is designed with flexible bristles to lengthen and lift from the root. First of all, talking about packaging, this feels a lot more lightweight just comparing it to the Kosas. The Kosas feels very weighted, it feels expensive. The Roen does feel a little bit less expensive. It's not weighted at all, but I do love the sort of gunmetal finish of all of Roen's packaging. It's definitely on brand for them. So I like the look of this, the appearance of this more than the Kosas, but I prefer the weightiness of this one. So Roen does say that this is going to be a hydrating formula to the lashes. They did add olive oil to it, but they don't say that this is going to help the protection of your lashes necessarily or repair them, whereas the Kosas really says that it's working kind of like as a hair care product for your lashes. So that is a big distinction between the two, but both of them basically say they're going to give you the same thing. The Roen says that it is going to give you volume and length. It's going to be really black. Looking at this brush, I haven't used a mascara like this in a while. The actual wand is very thin. Super skinny, but it does have sort of shorter, more dense bristles on it. And the actual formula is more on the dry side. Again, I think this is slightly more wet than the Kosas. The Kosas, I think, is just a touch drier, but they both lean more on the dry side. And the Roen doesn't have like a super noticeable mascara smell. Like if you really stick your nose into it, you will smell mascara, but when you open up the Kosas, I immediately smelt that sort of mascara smell with that one. So with the Roen mascara, I didn't know what to expect when looking at this wand and how it was going to actually translate on the lashes, but I am very, very pleased with the way that this looks on my lashes. It really gives them a lot of length. And I just noticed that whenever I put this on, my lashes look separated, they look black, but this gives me the length that I'm really looking for. To me, it looks more angelic. It's more of a lengthened sort of lash extension look with just a touch more blackness and a touch more volume. There's a real naturalness to the way that this looks on the lashes. It rarely looks clumpy, and I just keep thinking back to the word angelic. There's just such a softness to the way the makeup looks on the lashes. The lashes look separated. It kind of frames the eyes and gives them a really wide-eyed sort of doe look without it looking cartoonish, without it looking unnatural. The lashes really look fluffy. The eyes look way more awake, and they have such a beautiful length to them. Whenever I apply the Roen mascara over a like more sparkly shadow, I noticed that the eyeshadow looks better having applied this. Whereas, you know, normally the eyeshadow is going to look good with more definition and, you know, your lashes being defined. It pulls together just enough of the lashes to really give you that wide open look while still being separating enough, if that makes sense. It's not going to turn too clumpy. I'm wearing it on this eye today, and when I did a side-by-side between the two, I actually used the Roen on this eye because these lashes are a little bit shorter and just I don't think they're as long or in as good a condition as the ones on my right side. So I really wanted to test this one because right away, you know, just first impressions wise, I was absolutely loving the Roen. And I think side by side, if you can look at my lashes, both look beautiful. I mean, the Kosas looks really pretty, but somehow the Roen lashes look longer and somehow my eyes look even more awake on that side. I think this formula might be a little bit more lightweight so it can really pull up the lashes and make them extra lengthened. I think the Big Clean is really pretty for that fluffy volume, but I was missing the length and that sort of angelic touch that the Roen does give me. Now getting into the actual wear of the Roen, you can see I did a wear test on the Roen as well, and I really didn't experience any smudging with this one whatsoever. I really don't have any complaints about this one, and I think it's a little bit better suited to those of you that really like to rub your eyes. Now, like I said before, I don't rub my eyes a lot and I don't have sensitive eyes, so take my opinion, of course, with a grain of salt. But for everyday wear, I think the Roen wears a little bit better. I think that could just be because the Kosas does incorporate so many other reparative qualities to it. As a whole, if I'm going just based on the actual look of my lashes, the Roen is really, really gorgeous, and it's one that I've been reaching for now. And like I said before, you know, I consistently use my CoverGirl Lash Blast volume, and I absolutely love the way it makes my lashes look. But this Roen mascara still gives me a sort of ethereal lash look. It's natural, but it's defined and volumized. It's not clumpy. The lashes just look longer, and my eyes look even more awake, and there's just sort of of a softness and a youthfulness to the way it makes the eyes look. Whereas with the Kosas, I think the Kosas is really beautiful as well. It's nice for more of that fluffiness to your lashes. I think it defines the eye in a really beautiful way. But, you know, when it comes down to it, I do prefer the Roen, again, because it gives me a little bit more length. Now, I still absolutely love the way that the one from Kosas looks on my lashes, and I think if you really want that sort of curl on your lashes, you're really going to enjoy this because of the bristles and how the wand really curls the lashes up and gives them that volume. I think if you prefer a more volumizing mascara with a little bit of drama and definition, and you don't care as much about a lot of length, I would go with the Kosas. Now, if you want something a little bit more lengthening and truly long and fluttery, I would go with the Roen. So yeah, guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, and if you thought it was helpful, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up before you go. And remember, guys, to subscribe before you go as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.